on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
That's right. The cackling you hear from Rick Spielman is because he knows that in 10 days, right? Hold on a second. 10. Yeah, 10 days. NFL Draft Round 1 commences. The Vikings have a million different potential possibilities. Picking at 14, they could go up, they could go down. They could trade 3 future firsts and future seconds and move up to the top 5 like our friend Sonny Weaver Jr. did on draft day, which we reviewed on Mackey and Judd last week.
And then get all the picks back.
Get them all back.
Get our linebacker and kick returner.
And a running back. Don't
forget
a
running back.
Thank you.
Yes. The trade was for a return man. Sonny did great work in that draft.
Yeah, such great work. All right, this is Purple Daily. Phil Mackey, Judd Zolgad, executive producer, Declan Goff, and Purple Daily is presented every day by TCL. Enjoy more of what you love at TCL. And boys, we're formulating plans for the draft. A couple people have asked, hey, live stream? Hello? Yes. We will be live during the draft on the Purple Daily YouTube channel, so be sure to check us out. And we haven't finalized all this, but our initial preliminary plan is for a Vikings vent line edition to commence right after the Vikings pick in the first round. So we'll be live, and then we're going to react, and then you guys will be able to react, and we'll explain how all that works. Especially if you've just discovered our show since the end of the season and you haven't partaken in Ventline before, we will explain how all that works if you want to participate on the show. But today is all about mock draft simulations. So we did a mock draft simulation last week at the encouragement of Judd, gambling Judd Zolgad, and said, let's trade up to 4 and see what happens.
You know me. I am a risk taker of the first class.
Today, our objective is going to be potentially, if the offer is right, to trade back and see how the draft plays out if we trade back as Rick Spielman. So we'll fire that up in just a moment, right after Declan tells you guys how great of a golfer he is because of PGA Superstore.
Oh, yeah. I saw my buddy yesterday, and he goes, hey, I saw that great video you did. I think it was so cool. I'm glad he had that experience. And he says to me, you have a really bad golf swing, though, right? And I said, well, yeah, that's the whole point of why I went to the PGA Tour Superstore, so I can get fitted, the van fitting experience, get a new set of clubs, take some lessons here, and up my golf game. Go from Dakota Dozier to Panay Sewell. That's what I'm trying to do here, okay? I'm going from the floor and up. I can only go up. I know it can't get worse. I know what the worst of my golf game is, and I know it will not be worse in 2021, thanks to my friends at the PGA Tour Superstore in Minnetonka. My guy Ian hooked me up with a couple different combination of club heads and shafts. We found the perfect clubs for me. It's the van fitting experience at the PGA Tour Superstore in Minnetonka. Go check them out.
Mm-hmm. I want a mock! All right. Let's get it, boys. Let's get it. Courtesy of our friends at the Draft Network, they allow you to do draft simulations if you are a draft and football nerd like we are. Now, we will admit we don't do the full, we're not going to be able to tell you who some of these third-round candidates are. We're actually going to bring in Tyler Forness from Climbing the Pocket to help us with that later in the week on this show. But how are you guys feeling here? All right, we're going in. We're Rick Spielman. The draft is about to start. We're going to do a 3-round simulation here, and our objective right now is to trade back if the offer comes in and it's right. So any thoughts before we start the mock draft here from you guys?
No, fire away. Let's go. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited.
All right, here we go. Okay. We're going to click Start the Draft.
The draft has started.
I will pause it after 2 or 3 picks every time so we can react. So the first 3 picks off the board are Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance going number 3 to San Francisco.
I think that's
He's holding
accurate.
A second pro day, and San Francisco is said to be very involved in that second pro day. So would this shock you guys?
No.
I think this is how it goes.
In fact, I think Trey Lance is going there, and I think this whole Mac Wilson thing is an unnecessary BS. Or Mac Jones, Mac Wilson. Unnecessary smoke
You just
screen.
created a college football love child right there.
Yes, I did. Zach Wilson and Matt, No,
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance is going to San Francisco. I believe that to be the truth.
Trey Fields, we can combine, mix and match. It'll be great.
Trevor Wilson.
Trevor, Go
Falcons
ahead.
on the clock here, picking 4th. They take Justin Fields. So now 4 quarterbacks in the first 4 picks. Panay Sewell 5th to the Bengals, followed by Jamar Chase 6th to the Dolphins. So right now, 4 quarterbacks off the board, all offense off the board to this point. including the best tackle and potentially the best wide receiver. All right, let's keep going.
Detroit. Let's see Detroit.
Lions at 7. On the clock, they take Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle Northwestern. Patrick Surtain to Alabama.
That's interesting going to the Panthers.
So Panthers and Broncos both taking cornerbacks with Surtain and Horn.
Interesting. Okay.
And so now as we get into the double digits here, into the 10th pick with Dallas, their guy Surtain is off the board.
Yeah.
They're probably looking to trade back at this point. And 2 of the top 3 offensive tackles are off the board if you're the Vikings and you're scoring at home.
Okay.
Let's keep going. All right, so Dallas at 10. Christian Darrisaw, so 3 tackles off the board. Jalen Waddle to the Giants.
All right.
And I'll get to the Chargers pick here real quick.
If it.
All right. Hold on a second. I don't want to screw this up. Okay, so we're getting trade offers. And of course, it's Washington. So we predicted this. We thought this would happen.
Yep.
We'll update you on what just happened in the draft. But we know that all 3 tackles are off the board that would potentially fall to the Vikings.
Yep.
And we know that the top 4 quarterbacks not named Mac Jones came off the board. I didn't see real quick. It's possible Mac Jones may have been taken right in there somewhere when the screen went to our trade offer.
The one I'm concerned with is if Kyle Pitts is still on the board, I have to make this pick. I have to take Kyle Pitts because he was still on the board at 13.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So can we see who the Chargers took before we accept or reject this offer?
I don't know. The screen just goes to a trade offer. Actually, it looks like there's multiple trade offers here. So the Patriots. Let's go through them here real quick. The Patriots are offering a pick swap from 15 to 14 and another 3rd round pick to move up.
Another 3rd round. I want a 2nd round. Okay, keep going.
Ideally, it'd be a 2nd rounder, right?
Yep.
Washington is offering their 19th pick, a 3rd and a 5th.
Okay.
And then they want a 4th back from the Vikings, and they want that 14th.
It's a little rich. Okay.
And then the Jets are offering a 1st round pick swap, a 3rd, and a 4th. So let's decline. I have no interest. The Patriots.
I kind of like the Patriots one.
Well, they're just offering an extra 3rd round pick.
I take the Washington one.
But if you're going to have 2 3rd-round picks and you have 3 4th round, I think you can move. You have the capital to move up back into the 2nd round.
But aren't you getting an extra pick from Washington or no? Go
What
back
if
to
we
what
do
Washington's
this?
offering.
What if we take the Patriots? Because we're just moving back 1, right? Let's pick up the extra 3rd round pick.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Washington's going to call again. They'll call again at 15. Okay.
Okay.
Let's
All right.
accept the Patriots offer here. By the way, Pitts is still on the board right now.
Unbelievable.
And Washington, of course, picks up the phone again. And now they're offering to go from 19 to 15. They're offering a 4th and a 5th. I don't even know if they have a 2nd, to be honest with you, because I have not prepped for this draft as Rick Spielman. I've just been sipping champagne and celebrating a great second half of the season last year.
And it looks like the Cardinals also have called.
So here are the offers on the board for the 15th pick. Cardinals, look at this. Cardinals know Rick Spielman very well. They say, we'd like to move up 1, and we'll give you a 7th round pick to make it happen. No. Decline.
Yep.
Rick accepts that for sure.
No, Rick's like,
Rick
7?
loves that.
Can you get me more 7s? All right, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is offering a pick swap moving back to 24, and then they would give a 3rd round pick and then next year's 7th round pick.
Okay.
Not really interested in that. We're going to decline that. Declan, were you going to...
I would have said do it because then we would have had 3 3rd-round picks and I believe 3 4th-round.
Declan's just trying to stockpile the 3rd round
We already
picks.
have 3 3rd-round picks after the Patriots trade, don't we?
Okay,
so
take
we have
this
3,
offer.
Okay, we have 3 3rd. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Except this one.
Okay, so Washington is now offering a 4th, a 5th, and we're gonna click accept on that and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so Washington, so Devontae Smith, oh my God. Kyle Pitts is not gone yet. Vera Tucker,
Let it
Tevin
happen.
Jenkins, this is amazing.
Is this
God, I want to know what
keep getting phone calls.
Oh, yeah, people are blowing us up.
Pitts is still on the board. Pitts is
we
still
have
on the
to take
board.
him. We have to take him.
Okay, the Jets are offering a 5th round pick to
They
move
won't
back to
take him.
23. We're going to decline that. And then the
right.
Buffalo Buffalo's offering for the 30th pick
What are they
a
offering?
3rd, a 5th. So we would have another 3rd round pick if we said yes to
And
this.
the Vikings' 1st round pick right now is where?
It's
Next.
19.
Let's just stick with
on the
that.
clock right now.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to
Let's
decline
stick with
this.
that pick. Let's decline all trade offers.
On
Oh,
Pittsburgh
Kyle
right
Pitts
forward.
went right before us, 18 there. Okay, so here's who's on the board right now. Mac Jones.
Yep.
My guy from Notre Dame, J.O.K., the linebacker.
They're taking Kwity Paye here.
And Kwity Paye, edge rusher.
They're taking Kwity Paye.
I think I'm with Judd.
Are we taking Kwity Paye here?
They're going to take Kwity Paye. I mean, that's what's going to happen here.
Who should we take?
Not Mac Jones.
I think it's
I don't
Kwity
want
Paye.
anything to do with it.
Okay.
I think we're taking
Yep.
Kwity Paye here.
Just go Kwity Paye.
Yeah.
I mean, Mac Jones is kind of interesting.
I just no.
I'm not. No, I'm not taking.
I can
him.
You
get
got
a
three third
Yeah.
round picks to to
All
find
right.
other players.
Take Kwity Paye.
All right, Kwity Paye. Okay, so Kwity Paye. How about Kyle Pitts falling to 18? Is there any chance that happens?
No.
Rashad Bateman.
Rashad
21
Bateman
there.
just went 21.
Mac Jones to
goes
the
to
Bears.
Chicago. Yep.
Amazing. Okay, while we wait for this will go and take us into the third round, and we'll have a bunch of options.
Steelers just took a running back, Najee Harris.
So if this happens and the Vikings trade back a couple of times, get an extra third, an extra fourth,
They'd
and
all
they
be
wind
happy.
up with Kwity Paye, they would be thrilled. How thrilled would you guys be for them?
Personally, I wouldn't be, but that's so. I think that it is in their best interest to find a left tackle. Like, I won't back off that. I will not sleep easy.
Based on what research?
That they need a left tackle, and they need one who can possibly, of those top three guys. So my temptation would actually be to trade up. But my temptation is not what they're going to do.
Prove that left tackle matters. Prove that left tackle matters.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and but their comeback is going to be Judd. Brian O'Neill has been a great right tackle. He played left tackle at Pitt in college. He can play there. I know exactly what they're going to say. So I think what we just did is very plausible from the Viking standpoint.
Yeah. Dex, what about you? If this happens and they trade back a couple of times, they get some more third, fourth round, fifth round situations, and they draft Kwity Paye. But they miss on Kyle Pitts, your guy.
If all the offensive linemen are gone and Kyle Pitts is on the board, you have to take Kyle Pitts. This is a best player available situation. I don't care about scheme fit. You're talking about a dude who can play all over the field and is supposed to be a generational talent. You're going to have an offense that is on next level of production. You have to take Pitts if he's available there. That being said, am I in the second and third rounds here, or as we get to the third? If you can get like Brady Christensen or one of these offensive linemen from Alabama or Ohio State that's available, I think
Packers took a receiver there, by the way.
I think you have to move into the second round to find that offense because you're not going to find a starting tackle in the third round. You're not going to find that in the third round.
No,
you're not going to find it.
There's three or four or what? There's three in the first round, and I think personally that they need one of those three. I think that they're going to do that? No, I don't.
So a couple things. The Packers took a wide receiver in the second round. I didn't see what they took in the first round, but the Vikings were on the clock here. Unless we get blown away. How about this? Okay, so Pittsburgh is offering a trade here. I'm inclined just to pick a bunch of third rounders here, but Pittsburgh is offering moving back 9 spots in the third round, picking up an additional 4th and 2 7ths.
Oh.
For this year's third and this year's 4th. That's very complicated, and
it's not necessary.
We're just going to decline that. I don't know about that. Okay, so here's the landscape real quick. I believe we have 3 third-round picks, and we're not going to do the 4th-round picks on this sim. This is just a 3-round sim. And a bunch of 4th and 5th-round picks. So we don't really know enough about the players available here. Like, we're not going to do a deep dive into, Josh Myers, interior offensive lineman from Ohio State.
Favorites.
But he's the top interior offensive lineman on the board. So am I right in saying let's just take him?
Right.
Or are you looking at the top of the board here real quick? And you've got tight end, safety, wide receiver,
cornerback. Cornerback's a tempting one, especially if Gladney's going to be suspended for the season or for a substantial amount of time.
They got to take the top offensive lineman here, right? On the board?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we're going to take Josh Myers.
And unless Zim is in the room, and then they're going to take the cornerback.
It's like, no. I saw 3 cornerbacks up there.
These guys have skills.
And so then pick 90. For you guys, is it just if you got to this point and they hadn't signed anyone in free agency over the next week to play offensive line, and they spent their first-round pick on a defensive player, I would be inclined to take 3 offensive linemen with my next 3 picks and just hope that one of them pans out to be a 5 or 10 year guy. We're getting more trade offers. We're just going to decline these.
It's not going to happen.
Jaguars.
They will take.
But Kellen Mond is on the board here.
Take Kellen Mond.
Oh, Kellen Mond, yeah.
Take Kellen Mond.
Yeah, you know what? There's a good chance. I think that Dukes is right. There's a good chance they draft a quarterback in the first, in like rounds 3 or 4.
Actually, I think we should take Kenneth Gainwell, the running back from Memphis, just to piss people off. No, I'm kidding. Let's take Kellen Mond and see what happens.
We love Kenneth's upside. He was the highest guy on our board.
All right, and then we get pick 96 here, just a run of third-round picks. And maybe this Stone Forsythe, this offensive tackle from Florida, stays on the board. Mm-hmm. Look at the Rams trying to move up here. We're going to decline this. Let's decline this offer.
There's a lot of trade offers coming in right now.
Yeah. All right, I think we're 2 away here.
All right.
Actually, I'm sorry. We're on the clock right now.
Yep.
So, Stone Forsythe is an offensive tackle from Florida, and he's the 3rd best player on the board right now.
And he has an unbelievable name.
Stone
Forsythe sounds like a Seagal character in a Hard to Kill type of film, right?
Super tight jeans and a ponytail, and
Stone, I thought you were dead.
He'll slit your throat with his thumbnail. That's right.
No, the only one dead here is you.
All right, we're taking Stone Forsythe just because he has a cool name and he plays offensive line.
He's got a guy named Stone.
And there you go, boys. I believe that's it.
So I think that mock draft that we just did first 3 rounds might hold true to what they are going to do. I really do.
A mock! Yeah, let's.
Unless they really surprise us and move up, which I mean they might do, but I don't know.
Let's see. Do they grade us here? I don't know if they grade us based on this mock draft.
Where's Kuiper? Where's McShay?
Let's save these results. We're going to save these results and say super awesome trade back mock. I just want to see I want to see this thing laid out for us in the flesh here. So we wind up trading back twice in the first round, pick up some extra picks. Mm-hmm. This is only showing us the first round.
Bill, I think you hit user picks in the middle.
Oh, there we go. Technology. That's why Declan is the executive.
Way to go, Dex.
Here. So just to recap here, the trades that we made, we traded back with the Patriots to pick up an extra 3rd rounder. And then we traded back again with Washington to pick up an extra 4th and 5th rounder, which we haven't used yet, obviously, because this was a 3-round mock. Mm-hmm. And we wind up taking Kwity Paye, edge rusher. And then we take, with the 3 third-round picks, Josh Myers, interior offensive lineman, Ohio State, Kellen Mond, mobile quarterback from Texas A&M, and Stone Forsythe, offensive tackle from Florida. I got to say, if the draft pans out like this, and you're really just hoping that one of those 2 third-round offensive linemen becomes a starting caliber player for you in the next couple of years, and you've got, let's say, a 20% shot that Kellen Mond becomes your franchise quarterback on a rookie contract, I would sign up for this draft. You guys?
Yes.
I don't like the first round pick personally, but I like the 3rd round. My whole philosophy first round is different, but knowing how Spielman and the Vikings think, I think that this might be accurate. Mm-hmm. Like something along these lines might be accurate. Don't you?
The Kellen Mond thing is the most interesting thing, especially because if you were to trade back, and let's say by trading back you get an extra 2nd, 3rd, 4th.
Yep.
I think even if you don't trade back, you should be on the hunt for one of those quarterbacks that we're talking about, those 2nd-tier guys. They're going to fall maybe into the 2nd, 3rd round. Like, you should be on the hunt for one of those guys, period, because next year's the last year of Kirk Cousins' contract. But if you trade back and you accumulate extra picks, I would be mad if they don't take a quarterback in the 3rd round or the 2nd round if they can get a 2nd-round pick.
I think they will.
Like, address that elephant in the room with how many picks you have in the mid-rounds. Yep. And then go for the meat and potatoes, edge rusher, interior, offensive, defensive lines with a majority of the other picks. And I would be
Zim, my man, is saying we got to win now. We got to take as much defense as possible. Rick. I mean, just let's draft some more defense, Rick.
Envision a world here, okay? In a world, we need like a movie trailer guy. In a world where the Vikings draft Kellen Mond, quarterback, Texas A&M. All right, imagine a world. I know that we are sitting here, you follow the Vikings, and like when it comes to drafting quarterbacks, we're all traumatized. And I get that. You've got Christian Ponder and T-Jack was a second-round pick, right, Judd? Wasn't T-Jack
end of the second
pick?
round. They got a pick from Pittsburgh, yes.
And so, mobile guy who just needs a couple years to be molded, and like that was a whiff, and Ponder was a whiff, and the Teddy thing didn't work out to the level that you hope because of injury and maybe more. We only think about the whiff. And I think we need to start thinking more about the possibility that, like, if you draft Kellen Mond and he becomes your franchise quarterback in 2022, and he's making like $600,000 to the salary cap for the 4 years that he would, it's 4 years guaranteed for non-first round picks. Think about how much damage you could do as a franchise with the rest of your roster in free agency, with keeping guys and extending guys, right? Like, you wouldn't have to sit here and wring your hands over a Daniil Hunter contract extension because you'd have the cap room to do it. Like, when I think of Kellen Mond, I don't think Christian Ponder. I think, boy, what if he could be Russell Wilson? What if he could be what Josh Allen is? I know that he was a high pick, but like a young quarterback that pans out. So that's sort of where my mind goes when it comes to the risk of drafting a quarterback.
And that's a good place to take a shot, right? Third round is a good place. So I think the problem is when you have guys who are first-round picks, but not for sure. So you're like, well, this guy started as a second-round pick now, but he's a quarterback, so let's take him first round. The Ponder pick is a classic example of a forced pick. And that's where it gets scary, because if you're wrong, you're sort of screwed.
Yeah.
But if you take a guy as one of your, let's say, 2 or 3 third-round picks, and he pans out, it's a huge win. And if he doesn't pan out, okay, guys don't pan out sometimes. So I think the difference too, and in this case, it would give you the ability to get Mond in here for a year to learn. He could be Cousins' backup. Cousins ordinarily, knock on wood, does not get hurt. Like, there's a lot of variables here at work that would give you the opportunity to develop this guy for a solid year without him having to play. And as a third-round pick, too, the pressure is dialed back. It's not, oh, my God, he was taken 12th. He better play this year. Now you've got the luxury of him learning, not playing, and then potentially inheriting the role in 2022. So It actually does make some sense here.
I think I'm just sort of obsessed with the idea of Kellen Mond, Kellen Mond is the one that intrigues me the most out of the Kyle Trask, and then Davis, the Stanford kid. Those are the 3 dudes that are most likely to be available to the Vikings after the first round, if one of them falls to the third. This is the bio on Kellen Mond from NFL.com's scouting department. Mond was the number 1 dual-threat quarterback recruit in the country in 2017. So coming out of high school, this dude was the number 1 dual-threat quarterback in the nation. And he goes and plays at Texas A&M. And you could say that maybe his stock has fallen a little bit because he's not the number 1 quarterback in his class coming out here.
Sure.
But I just think, like, anytime a guy who's been that highly touted as a blue-chip talent, the question would be, is this staff with Mike Zimmer as the head coach the staff that's going to get him to the franchise quarterback level? Like, I think Mike Zimmer would probably just ignore this dude for all of 2021 as opposed to like when Andy Reid was coaching the Chiefs and they brought in Pat Mahomes and everyone agreed Pat Mahomes is wildly talented. Dude needs to sit for a minute and work on some mechanics and just sort of sit and look at what the system is, right? Like, and Andy Reid behind the scenes is probably working with him and molding him and having conversations. I don't know that Mike Zimmer is going to put in all the time needed to mold.
He's working with cornerbacks,
Mond, right?
Phil. He's working with cornerbacks, not quarterbacks.
And so that would be like, on one hand, you could get a guy that if he's molded in the right way, could absolutely take over for Kirk Cousins. But is he going to be molded in the right way? And that's
if you get him in house here, and Mike and his staff get blown out after 2021, guess what? He's here then. And I don't think he'd be... So if he came here as Kirk's backup for a year, let's just say for the sake of the conversation with Mike as his coach, I don't think Mike's going to ruin him since he's not going to play. And there's no question that your next coach is going to be probably a guy from the offensive side of the ball, right? So now it makes some sense too. But
Eric
the other
Bieniemy would probably love to work with Kellen Mond, wouldn't he?
but the other thing is, I don't care who your quarterback is, you need to upgrade and be working on your line. Like that, you just have to be. You have to be at some point. Like we can't keep going down this road of, that'll work itself out. You know what? We've learned this. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Kellen Mond, according to NFL.com's lead analyst here, Lance Zierlein, his NFL comp is Colin Kaepernick. And honestly, if you found a Colin Kaepernick, look what the Niners did with a $500,000, Colin Kaepernick.
Yep.
Back in 2012, 13 or whatever. They built a system around him. They built the rest of their roster into a monster, and they went to a Super Bowl. So that I would sign up for that.
Davis Mills, Stanford quarterback.
Yeah.
Davis Mills. These kids have
he's got two last
names I can't get my head around.
Dude's got two last names. I don't know.
Davis Mills is the Stanford quarterback.
Can't trust a guy with two last names or two.
And he's a
names.
Stanford guy too, so he's probably really smart, which might be a problem.
Yes, a little too smart for Zim.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. Coach Zimmer, by my calculation, shut up, kid. Okay, thanks.
So, all right, boys, I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good about that one. Pretty good. I think.
Yeah. Do you like the first round pick though? Like, I don't like the first round pick. I just think it's very possible that's the first round pick.
I'm okay. Honestly, I have come to terms with the process here that Mike Zimmer needs.
The stages of Vikings draft grief have hit you.
No, Mike Zimmer needs defense for him to feel comfortable. And so if the draft played out this way, I think you're right. It means that Brian O'Neill is your left tackle. I think it means that Ezra Cleveland is still your right guard because he was good there last year. Bradbury at center, and now you're looking at like a Mitchell Schwartz in free agency at right tackle, or maybe you're gonna. It's possible you're just gonna start Rashad Hill at right tackle, and left guard becomes a competition between Mason Cole, Dakota Dozier, and then this Ohio State kid that we just drafted, Josh Myers. That's probably what we're looking at here, if the draft plays out this way.
Yeah.
But Kellen Mond is the headline because Kellen Mond is the quarterback that you will be seeing in 2022 with Eric Bieniemy as your head coach.
So you're just banking on the fact that they'll win about 8 games or 9 games.
By the way, this mock draft Monday was powered also by Federated Mutual Insurance Company. So Federated has been around for a long time. Just helps tremendously if you're a business owner to have peace of mind and to have 100 plus years of experience in navigating businesses like Federated has. When you partner with Federated, you get more than just a policy. You benefit from all of that experience, all of their resources, and all of the tools that they bring to the table, including MyShield, which you can read more about at federatedinsurance.com. Remember, at Federated, it's our business to protect yours. All right, boys. Good stuff.
That's a lot of football right there.
A lot of football.
Football. A lot to digest.
We'll do that a few more times. We're going to bring in Tyler Fornes from Climbing the Pocket later this week to help us with a midweek mock, and he actually knows way more about the third-round prospects than we ever will. So we'll get some knowledge in the room from that perspective too. And, don't forget to click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. And if you could give us a 5-star rating and a positive review on Apple Podcasts, that helps spread the word about the show. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Purple Daily Vikings Entertainment.